Hello, Cancer. Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. I can't remember how you say that word. I don't know if it's Thoth or Thoth, but I'm sure somebody will say neither. This is actually how you say it. I'm using this deck by Aleister Crowley, and I'm using, that's for the tarot cards. This is the supportive oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by, is it Tanya? Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. Thoth. I don't know, I always mess it up, I know that much. I can rely on that. Let's go ahead and get into it. I already shuffled. That's a cross already. That's it for these? Okay. Let's see what we got going on here now. I feel like someone's a little bit of an emotional, at least an emotional distance here. There's some communication, but there's somebody around you. It's like they're working around you, like they're avoiding you a little bit. I feel like they're working around you, they're avoiding you. That's my first thing I'm hitting with. Like, this person is very important to you. Very important to you. But they're working around you. You can't seem to get your hands on them for some reason. Or if you do, you don't see them for very long. And they're off doing what they're doing again. Which, I don't know if that's good or bad. You get the Knight of Swords with the Queen of Cups crossed right in the beginning. Like, you try to stay in contact with this person. You try to keep things going. I'm getting this weird feeling like it's a struggle to get this person to tell you what's going on in their life. It's a struggle, and you want to know more. You're trying to act like it doesn't bother you that much. You just try to keep communication open. You're trying to not make it an issue is what I'm getting. But when I keep going forward with this energy, I'm noticing on your side workaholic. Like, all right, they're not going to tell me anything anyway. Like, it's like pulling teeth. So you get yourself involved in something else. You take care of something else that needs to get done. You get a little frustrated with this energy, which I feel like that's a normal reaction. But you're like, I can't get anywhere with it, so let me do something that I can. Let me focus on work or focus on this. You focus on something else so you don't get so upset with it, is what I'm getting, because it bothers you. It literally, like, it really bothers you. But you're like, all right, I'm just going to move my energy over here because they're not telling me anything and there's nothing I can do to make them do it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Now, when this is happening, whoever you're concerned about... Now, this is a weird card sometimes. Once in a while, it comes in with a weird energy. I do feel like they're a little distracted. And it does say instinct, but it's almost like I feel there's a pull for them. Instinct versus responsibility. Like, what should I do? What do I want to do? What do I need to do? Like, all these things are coming together. I know there's like there's three here. I know, 3 dogs, but it's kind of like, I should do this. I want to do this. What do I need to do? What needs to be done to keep this? Like, they seem to be sorting things out. There's a triple energy here. Like, past, present, future, Maiden Mother Crone, Youth Warrior, Sage type feel here. Like, all this is coming together at once. Like, it makes me feel like they're kind of novice, but they're trying to think ahead. And they're trying to get what they want while also trying to uphold responsibilities. There's a little bit of a weird energy here. Because I feel like they go in a few different directions at once. Whoever this is might have a tendency to burn the candle at both ends. This reminds me of a person like, well, when I was younger, I'm not that young anymore, that could stay up all night, get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and then go in and do a full days of work, and then do the same thing the next 2 nights, which I would not make it personally anymore. I don't think I could do that anymore. But that's the energy I'm feeling. I have seen people older than me do that still, though, and I'm floored. I'm like, wow, well, you're a superhuman, because I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, that's going on. See, that's part of this. I almost feel like this is one of the reasons you don't get a lot of information from this person, because they're burning the candle at both ends. They're trying to get everything done, do everything the way they want to. They're stressing the system, going way beyond their means. Like, I don't feel like that's rational to, like, go like bat out of hell all day and then like get 2 to 3 hours of sleep and then do it all again the next 2 days in a row. I just think that's a bad idea for any age. But or even if you're the most healthiest person normally, I just don't think that's the best idea. I just don't. I could be wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't feel right to me. They're doing this, but there's a little bit of there is confusion here, obviously, but they don't want you to know because it's almost like they're like, I don't need the cancer telling me like how to live my life and I'm making it just fine and blah 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 blah. Like, all right, I guess they're not gonna anyway. They just don't tell you because you're probably gonna point out, hey, you probably want adequate sleep. It's probably the good thing to do. You want to make sure, you don't text and drive because that's dangerous for not only you, but the people around you. Like, don't do those things. You know what I mean? Don't run with scissors if you want to be a little more simple because, you could hurt yourself or someone else. Don't do that. It's like when you tell a kid that, like, that's why you're telling them that, so they don't hurt themselves or anybody else, But they don't want you to know. This is why they're not telling you, because you're going to point it out when they know it. Because part of them already knows, like, probably not living this the best way I could, but hey, doing what I want. As long as the cancer doesn't know, they're not going to point it out, and I'll do what I want. Okay. Destiny's popping in for them. Is this good, bad, or indifferent? Destiny tells me, like, they're having a snafu. They're having a snafu. It does, because, and I feel like they're trying to keep it from you. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Whatever they're doing, it's kind of like, I want to be careful about saying this. Remember, this is a general read. I'm giving this weird example, and I've heard of this happening. That's why it makes me very, very, very uncomfortable. But it's like somebody who falls asleep at the wheel, but they go off into a field, and like maybe they cause a little damage to their car, but that's it. And it's kind of like they kind of get away with it. But when they're getting their car fixed, it's like explaining what happened. They have a lot of different stories. People are like, well, I heard that this is how they did it. Well, they told me this is what happened. Like that, because they're trying to hide what really happened. They don't want people to know they fell asleep behind the wheel. Because that's what I'm feeling, like something like that. Like it makes me feel like there's potential danger, serious danger, but they got away with something. Destiny is telling me like they're not supposed to take an exit here. And they're being watched out for, but this isn't right. They have to curb this behavior. Because I'm getting they got trickery right next to it. What happened? They're not letting people know the truth. They're not letting people know what happened. Nope. Because they like that. Well, like bad enough they're already living life the way they are. It's the way they're living life or something like that that caused this moment. Which is why they're doing this trickery thing. They don't want people to know. Because if people find out, hey, you fell asleep at the wheel, well, that's seriously dangerous. How did that happen? Well, you've gotten 2 to 3 hours of sleep the last 3 nights in a row. That's how that happened. You know what I mean? Your body's saying, I've had enough. As we keep going forward, like, they're hiding it. They're hiding it. You know something's wrong. Like, you're not completely thick. Like, you're like, they're getting their car fixed or something like that. Like, there's an obvious something in front of you. Like, they're taking care of something. Some of the people you're dealing with might have, like, bruises or some type of problem, and you're like, what happened? How'd that happen? And they're like going all around the issue. They're not telling you what happened, but they're giving you every other different way trying to distract you from it. Then you're not that thick. Like most of us aren't that thick anyway. We're like, you're not telling me something that you should be. Sorrow is here on your side. Which number is this? The 3 of Swords. Because you're like, this isn't right. This isn't right. Like, you're not telling me, and I care about you. Tell me what happened so I can look out for you. But you know something isn't right here. You got the Prince of Discs, and then you got the Magus coming in. Because you're trying to just kind of like, all right, this is not, I can't, it's like getting blood from a stone. Oh my goodness. But you're like, all right, you're trying to step slowly and carefully, like, I'm going to find out. I feel like this is with the Prince of Discs. Like, this is usually like, the Page of Pentacles, that type of energy. That's how I read this. I could be wrong, but that's how I read it. You're kind of going forward to this, and you're just like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm feeling that's the energy I'm getting from this, because I'm getting like, there's a lot of intelligence coming through with this card. And in this deck, it feels very smart. It feels like I'm going to find out. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to let anybody deter me. This person may not want me to know. I'm going to find out, because I'm not accepting this. And you're trying to find out, right? You got the Magus here. A different one of the Magus than I've been using before. But it's like, you're out there trying to figure out, putting out your feelers. What do you know? What did you hear? How does this match? Where did this person get their car fixed? Because let me see if I can find out by looking at the item, or maybe I can find out some stuff there. Where did things happen? Like, when did it happen? Like, you're doing your best. You got the Magus here, which is the Magician, and in this deck there's 3 different versions of it. So I'm getting like you're doing your best. Ironically, even though you have the Magus, which is the Magician, this is what's happening between you and the situation. The confusion is still happening. You are getting some facts, but your facts are getting negated. This person is trying to throw you off. They do not want you to know what's going on. It feels like it's like when it's all said and done, and they like feel like they have it under control, because it's almost like they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, and they kind of like, all right, I can't stay up. I can't do this 2 to 3 hours of sleep every night anymore. Like, this isn't working. They're kind of coming around, and I almost feel like it's saying, instead of doing 2 to 3 nights in a row where I do this 2 to 3 hours of sleep, I'll do it once or twice a week, and it'll be fine. It's still not fine, in my opinion. Still not fine. Like, doing it one day, I wouldn't make it. I'd be like, I'd be done. But this person's like, well, I just won't do it as much. And that's how they're kind of going at it. They got Miracle here. They're like, it's almost like they realize that they got away with something. But it's like they feel like if they just do it less, it won't be such an issue. When I'm feeling Miracle here, like, they really need to identify it. Like, they were lucky that things weren't worse. And they sort of get it, but they're not curbing this behavior as much as they should. At some point, you have to be figuring it out. Because I'm getting you're not happy. Even though this card says insecurity, I'm kind of looking at this person looking at the devil down here, or trying not to notice the devil, kind of like they're annoyed with it. What I'm feeling is kind of like, something's not right here, and there's nothing you can do to change it. And you want to, and you're getting really upset about it, but you're like, there's only so much I can do. This person lives their life in a certain way. They keep things away from me. The misinformation is abundant. Not for nothing. I do see what the next card is. You have is like the Worry. What is this? This is the 5 of Discs. I'm not even sure what this is, but it says Worry. When I'm pulling into this, I'm noticing the pentagram upside down, though. And I'm noticing all these elements that are really like, I just feel like it's having to deal with the situation, wanting control of it, having a lot of heart and feeling for it. But like, when I'm seeing this, it just makes me feel like there's a lot of dark energy here. Kind of like, I need to fix this, I need to do something, and you want to get involved, you want to have something to do with it, and put something into it. You have a lot of feelings here. And you're like, I just can't seem to make a difference, and I'm really nervous that something's going to go wrong. This person is shutting you down again. They're not going to tell you. I don't know what... I mean, this is very frustrating for me, because I'm like, what's the upswing to this? There's only so much you can do. And I feel like that's the point, is what they're trying to say. You have best of intentions. You very much care about this person. Worry, like, I don't know how worry is actually going to help you, because I'm getting like this is like a second degree feel to me. Kind of like this is like you're going through this, you're trying to help this person. It's almost like you're feeling like if I worry enough, maybe things will go better for them, which that doesn't happen. Like, you can't worry somebody else in a better situation. You can't worry somebody better circumstances, if that makes sense. You can't worry somebody improvement. Worry doesn't create anything positive. And if this person is deciding this, like, you can try to help, you can put the olive branch out, but it's kind of like, it's accepting that this other person, they're making their own choices. And no matter how much you want to protect them and help them and, show them like, hey, I made these mistakes, or I know somebody else who's made these mistakes. This could be very bad. Don't do this. No matter how much you want to do that, if they're blocking you, like isolation, I'm feeling like they're flat out blocking you. If they're not willing to tell you, like, they're blocking the communication, like, they'll walk away from you completely with the communication is what I'm getting. There's nothing you can do, and it's completely on them. Your heart is in the right place. I do feel like it is, but they're like just holding to the side and waiting for your moment is the best I can say. I don't see you actively actually helping this person. They have to want to help themselves. They're going through a time here where they're learning a lesson. Just hopefully the lesson isn't too hard. I want a better outcome for you, I do, but I feel like that's the truth of what I'm getting, so. All right. Well, that's literally how it ends. Just kind of like, don't let worry hold you down. Don't let worry hold you down. Like, concentrating on other things, that's the right thing to do. That feels like it's the better thing to do. Concentrate on other things, because if this person is not letting you help them, there's nothing you can do. Worry is not going to improve a situation. It just doesn't. One other thing, because I can't seem to let it go. One thing that I do is sometimes I write things down. I just wish for the best for people, and I just write down their name, and I'm like, I wish for peace for you, I wish for clarity, I wish for safety, and then I just kind of let it go. Sometimes I burn them outside or something, and then sometimes I even put the tagline at the end, if there's anything I can do to make this better, let me know, I will just do it, and then I let it go. That might be what this is for you, because I feel like this is one of those situations you gotta let this other person live their life. Like it or not, I just feel like this is what's happening. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.